Joining us now is Nicolette Mango. We're going to be talking about her acting career, her career here, and also about serendipity. Hi.
Hi.
So less than 24 hours ago, we met for the first time in person.
We did, by magical chance.
So for about a month now, we've been talking, and I had said I would love to have you on as a guest on the show. We're going to be working together, doing things, and then all of a sudden, I'm walking down the street in Port Jefferson, and what happens?
I see you, and I'm like, Donna, I'm literally seeing you tomorrow for an interview. Crazy.
It was crazy.
Yeah.
Because we've never met before, and it made me feel special and happy and joyful. And
Yeah.
it did happen to be in front of a psychic storefront, which was kind of funny.
Yeah.
And also high tea. So you were with your mom celebrating birthday yesterday.
Yeah, we were celebrating her birthday, and we ended up talking to the business owner there, Frank. And then I was actually going to say to my mom, like, oh, let's stay for a second and look at the products. But then I just kept my mouth shut and walked out the door, and the timing was just like magical.
I just showed up.
Yeah.
I just appeared like
Fate just had it that way.
Fate had it that way. We met through a common friend, Don DeMola, who was an Expos baseball player. And he's great because he's at the point in his life where he just likes what I call painting with people. You meet somebody, you connect.
Yeah.
And I saw your website, Nicolette, for your acting, and without even watching a clip, I could see it all in your expression, all in your face. You're really good at your craft.
Thank you.
What made you decide to become an actor?
I wanted to since I was very young. The passion started elementary school. I really loved reading. I fell in love with the Hunger Games and like going to the movies every Friday, and I would just leave the theaters feeling like I could do anything. Like it was just the most like incredible adrenaline rush ever. And then I did like the little middle school musicals, and then I did on-camera classes in high school. And just like every step I took was just another reminder that like this is like what's meant for me. Like just telling these stories and feeling alive. Like it's just like, it's literally like an adrenaline rush. And it's just the most incredible feeling.
I like acting as well, but I've noticed as I've gotten older, it's harder for me to retain and get off book, to learn all the lines off book. It's not that easy, right?
Yeah.
Where some people, my age are like, famous actors are now using cue cards,
Oh, yeah.
because it's hard to retain. What are your, study habits when you're trying to get off book? Are you reading the script to yourself? Are you recording it? Are you writing it down? What's your study habits?
I'll try and get in my body first.
Okay.
I remember learning in school that if you memorize something and your body's tense when you perform it, then you'll be tense as well. And it's so important to be relaxed. So I'll try and like relax, do a meditation to like get my brain in that sort of focused zone. And then I'll usually do work to understand it first, because I feel like if you understand what you're saying, then it's a lot easier to memorize what you're saying. And so then after I understand it, I just do the first line, then the first line and the second line, and the first, the second, third, first, second, third, fourth.
Oh, really?
Yeah, just like go, go, go.
Oh.
Yeah.
So you're just adding one layer each line.
Yeah.
Oh, I hadn't heard of that technique before. I like that.
It's helpful.
That
It's really
makes
helpful.
sense. So you learn one, then 1 and 2,
Yeah.
then 1, 2, and 3, then 1, 2, 3, and 4. You just
Yeah.
take like the baby step of adding one more.
Just a little bit.
Okay.
But there are
it's kind of
crazy
like that
techniques
game
out
when you're a
there.
kid. If you ever played that game where you're at a birthday party or some party and people put things on a tray, and then they take the tray away, and you have to remember what the missing thing, the missing item was.
That
I haven't
sounds
played
familiar.
that in years, but that kind of reminds me of that. Like but adding one more. So it would be the opposite of the tray. It's like, okay, there's this, now there's this and this, this and this and this and this.
Adding,
Right,
yeah.
Adding.
Yeah.
When you are given a part, when you go to the audition and you get that role, who's the first person you tell?
Oh my gosh, my parents, of course.
Okay.
Yeah, they're incredibly supportive, and I'm really, really blessed and grateful for that. And so immediately they're the first group chat I go to.
You're like, guess what? I got it. I got the part.
Yeah.
Do they still post? Do they ever post names like on a piece of paper outside of a door? Or is it all online now?
In school, it was all online, everything, I think. And it would always come like 3 days later than they said it would. And so you would just be refreshing. And then like 3 days later it would finally pop up, and then everyone's just talking about it.
What's been your most challenging role?
Maybe I'd say either I played young woman in Mackinac, and that is a crazy play. The language is so intense, and it's very much abstract, and the language is like word hyphen, and it's very much out there. And so it was very dark, and the language was just a lot, and it required a lot of like physical, emotional, and imaginary work. Or I did Little Rowboat by Kristen Greenidge, who's a playwright at my school, and I played Abigail Adams. And so it was very, very cool to be a part of that, but also like that intense language, the classical language. Yeah.
What are you hoping for your career in the arts? Where do you foresee yourself in your journey?
I want to be able to tell stories that I really connect to, and like the scale of it doesn't matter. I just want to be able to make stories that reach people and that mean something, and where I'm able to have an audience to whatever degree. And I also want to meet people in those ways as well. And I eventually, after acting, would like to write and direct and produce as well. I want to do everything, but for now, the main passion is acting.
Well, it's good, I believe, someone at your age that wants to do many things, because it will propel you to get through the chapters of your life.
Right.
Right?
Yeah.
If you have a lot of wishes, right, then it allows you, instead of just saying, well, I accomplished that, now what?
Right.
Right?
Right.
Always reaching, always seeking, always learning, and so when we met on the phone, I guess the other day, I said, hey, would you want to be a correspondent? Do you want to do some stories, like television stories, but telling those good stories, those stories that matter, something that has substance and sustainability,
Right.
making the world a better place, right? And you said yes. And now, since we met, to me, those moments of serendipity are the confirmation for me.
I feel that too. Yeah, the universe is like, you're where you're meant to be.
Right,
Yeah.
exactly. It's like, okay, well, if you had any doubt if you're supposed to work together, ding.
Exactly.
I was like, oh, thank you for that, right? I'm
Yeah.
always living like that. I had some fun in, I guess, middle school. I got to play Lady Candy Floss in Mystery of the Gumdrop Dragon, and I
Fun.
still do some acting now, but I look back on that, and it was really my English teacher, Maggie Scarlatta was her name. She was first Miss Grisham, and then she got married while I was in middle school. But I look at that and I say to myself, thank goodness also for teachers
Oh my
that
gosh,
care about
yeah.
the youth, and they see a spark in someone and they nurture it, right?
They can change someone's life. Yeah.
Absolutely. So we should all be like little fairy godmothers who are like, ding, you get to grow up to be who you want to be. Ding,
Yeah.
and you get to be.
Yeah,
But
we have
thank
to
you.
follow our dreams.
We do. We have to
Yeah.
follow our dreams. Nicolette Mango, it was such a lovely visit. I'm sure we're going to be seeing you more on our airwaves, but thank you again for
Thank
joining us.
you.
And congrats to you. And anyone that hasn't been to your website, they should go just so that they could see, your expression and all the roles. It's really impressive.
Thank you. Thank
You're
you so
welcome.
much.
You're welcome. There you go. A newcomer to our set. It's Nicolette Mango. Thank you for watching, and be well.